We are live. Oh, I am stuffed. I've just rammed my tea down my belly. Oh, cauliflower cheese and chicken Kievs. Don't know if I'll leave you filled, does it? Right, you know the drill. Say hello if you're here. I'll do some button pushing and just adjust things like myself. Yes, Mel's getting old. Mel gets taken out by a meal. I used to be a young man. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Right, comments. Let's get the comments over there. Yeah, come on, over there. You can do it. Yeah. Hello, hello. Oh, bloody hell, there's loads of you. Right. I wasn't looking at the screen for a second then, and I realised there's tons of you commenting. Alright, let's pause that. Because we are all good. Stream health is good. Kids are upstairs. They'll probably gate crash in a second. Here we go. I see. Who do I see? I see Jez, Rudy, Steve, Graham, Andrew, Gary, Josh, Mark, Sam, CJ, Scott, Bill, Unpainted, Paul, and Michael, Josh, Ray, Bjorn, Chris, Dave, Pim, Fatus, John, Victor. I'm caught up. Any more for any more? Sammy. Come on, let's get the ball rolling. How many we got? 50 watching? Come on, there's more of you there. You know the drill. Warhammer. Something good about a decent brew after a big meal, isn't there? Hey, guys, Fran, Dev, Sean, 28. I'm working on 2 computers. It's the future, you know. Bloody hell, that's going quick. Am I late? Nah, I am. Oh, White House. Who took my dice? I like that name. Question on Patreon. When does it bill? It should be billing over the next day or two. Normally bills first and second day of the month, mate. Mel, have you tried 8th edition 40k yet? No, I haven't. I'm wrapped up in the fabled realms at the moment. Really should get the guard down. Get him down from the attic, dust him off. My guys, I'm well, Warhammer. I'm well, mate. Josh says his went through yesterday. There you go. Someone's asking for a shout out. They don't understand how this channel works, do they? Yeah, Chris saying Patreon's gone through. If you haven't been billed, mate, I'd have a look at your settings, make sure it's got the right details. Yeah, the map look A so far. I've decided I'm going to monster it. I was thinking about it, and I'm sort of a day behind where I need to be on the build, which is perfectly fine because, you know, it's only a day. Yeah. But I've decided I really want to monster a certain element of it and, you know, really take it up a few stages. But to do that, yeah, I've got to put a whacking amount of time in. And so I've decided to give myself a crazy week on that board. A terrain shooter arrives precisely when he means to. I'm about as grey as Gandalf as well. What's the name of the foam you use to build hills? You want extruded foam. I get mine from Jacador or Panel Systems Limited. White House is making one of the one of those films. One of the boards. Nice one, dude. One of the map boards. Rudy's asking, do we have the studio broadband again? Yeah, it's back up and all sorted now. Pimp my toys. So what have I missed over the last 6 months? Has it been that long, dude? I suppose all you've missed is me just getting a bit more greyer. I dyed my hair. Yeah, you missed that. I looked young on one show. Viking saying I enjoyed your D-Day layout build. That was a good build. Waladi, hi from Kuwait. Hello, buddy. Is that our first time from a Kuwaiter? We've had Qatar, haven't we? And we've had Saudi. We've had Dubai. I think you're our first one from Kuwait, mate. Welcome aboard, buddy. Looking forward to doing more of your big Burma build. Yeah, I need to get stuck back into that. It's one of those... What? Just gate crashing. Bought some stuff from eBay. I think I will save the wargaming. Right, okay then, dude. Surely that brew needs a biscuit. I can't, Gaz. I've just had, what do you call it, cauliflower cheese and chicken Kievs. There's no room for biscuits, dude. What have you lost?
No, I'm just looking for Willow.
Right. Question. Have you done all your homework? Yes. Do I get a kiss? Well, you better come in and plant one on your dad then, hadn't you? Really? Really? Are you hovering over your dad's head? You're right, lad. We don't kiss on the lips. We're blokey blokes now. We don't do that anymore. Kiss on the side of the head, don't we, dude? Love you.
Love you.
You throwing teddies at me? Yeah. Right, good night, God bless, lad. Love you. Good night, God bless, Wales. She'll probably be down this. You know the drill. Let's hope Mowgli's got their clothes on, eh? Workshop, what's your problem, dude? Right. Mel, where do you live? I live in Stoke, mate. Celts, hello, dude. Kelly, YouTube channel. Kelly from the Wirral. I used to live near the Wirral. I used to live with Liam Wrexham. Beautiful bit of the world, Kel. Need you in South Africa. Please open a model build shop or school or shop. Bit of a commute, dude. There's always room for biscuit. No excuses. There isn't. Genuinely, there isn't. Workshop. What do you mean? You're there. You're in the chat, dude. Chill. Hey, mister. You've got a problem. Why do you scream to me in the street? You must live in Western... I haven't got a clue what you're on about. We had some people from the Stoke-on-Trent Gaming Club come to the Antares Day at the weekend. Anybody you know? I know a few. It's weird. Stoke's got a few gaming clubs, to be truthful. There's the GW one, there's the Old Contemptibles, the Stoke Wargaming Club, there's a Stoke Modelling Club, then there's Stoke to Stafford Gamers, there's Stafford Gamers who game in Stone, which isn't Stafford. There's a few groups. Workshop, if you're just here to get a shout out for your channel, man, it ain't gonna happen, dude. We don't roll like that here. Should I ask about castles again? I like castles. Mel's been thinking a lot about castles. Mel may have figured something. Defo need chocolate biscuits with your PG tips. Is that right? When do you start building and creating? Oh, I was a nipper, man. I grew up in my mum's craft shop. Hey, pal, where do you get your craft knife from shaping? Oh, I don't know. I think I picked it up in like a DIY store. But it's a bloody good one. Why no scream on Thursday, Mel? Problems with the build? No, no problems with the build. Problems with what you call it? With the studio broadband. Just come back from Geek Fest. How was it, bud? Shows you Martin Bailey. Can't and built it yet. Underdog painting. Hello, buddy. I just started as a challenge in 10 mil 3 years ago. 10 mil dino sounds cool. Damn. 10 mil is a what is a challenge. Do I play Warhammer? I used to, mate. I play Bolt Action now, but I might be getting back in. Andrew Fishman. Any new ideas for builds that you're going to do? Well, there was a big discussion last week. Yeah, last Sunday. We talked about castles. Yeah, and the feasibility of me doing a castle. And I think what we settled was with a Motte and Bailey. Yeah, because there's lots of different elements in a Motte and Bailey I can show, I can do tutorials on, and it's not too much work. You need Helm. Oh, will you stop it, Helm's Deep? Look, what Bolt Action Army do you have? I play Chindits, mate. Right. I'd love to build. I'd love to build Helm's Deep and stuff like that, but it's too big of a project for me to do terrain shooter wise. Hey, Jace, how you doing? Specsavers on speed dial for 6 mil terrain, indeed. Jason, hello, buddy. First time commenter from Oz. Welcome. Suggestion for the far in the future castle build. Have a look at your fellow Shadyversity has only 20. Yeah. I know Shadyversity. I follow him. I like his castle vids. Not the guy who does the what you call like the. What are they? They're like graphic sort of graphic educational programs where they use computer graphics. Do you have a go-to mug for brews when terrain building? Yeah, I do. Yeah, when I'm in the studio, yeah, it's a Union Jack mug from Sainsbury's. Yeah, and the only reason I say that is because all the artists I hang out, they're very liberal types. Yeah, and so I can clearly identify it if it goes missing if I leave it in the kitchen. Loads of people love test my honor board and play plenty of games. Saw Tom from Piston Privateers and won the raffle. Nice one, dude. I had a notification that tonight's show was cancelled due to technical difficulties. Jace, that was Thursday. So the mug isn't one that says not for paintbrushes. No. You see, I moved on. I have an ice cream tub I use for cleaning my paintbrushes because if I stick with a mug, I'm going to drink my paint water and wash my brushes in my coffee. I've done it that many times that I've swapped. Yeah, and now I've pattern set myself, yeah, to only dip my brush into a paint pot, into an ice cream tub. I saw that one the other day in first map build. It's a bloody good mug, mate. Just curious, what's your D-Day board? Why not use matte top cake for the whole board for protection? Does it hurt the feel of the terrain too much? Awesome work. There's no reason why not. There was a lot of flock and foliage and stuff like that. You have to use watered down PVA to seal that stuff because any sort of matte spray, yeah, it's a surface protector, and so it doesn't penetrate and stiffen those up. Where do you buy spray paints from? I brought from a model shop, but it's damn expensive. I get them from Army Painter, and then things like my primers and my varnishes I get from automotive places. And Jay's doing his patron thing. We've already got Rudy on the screen because he's already donated. Oh, very quick check. Oh, bloody hell, the rest of you are on it. Right. I better get on this, hadn't I? Oh, you're trying to make me move with a full stomach, you git. Oh, activity. We've got Gareth B, Ludo T, and Scott L. Let's get them on the screen. They've all been kind enough to throw a couple of nuggets my way. They've essentially assured Mel will be in coffee for the next month in the studio, which can only help studio production. So let's get Gaz. Let's get Gaz B. He's in the chat right now, so give him a shout out. Who else we got? Come on. Ludo T. And Scott L. Thank you, buddies. I will very quickly check the Patreon to make sure that we are not missing anyone who's signed up on Patreon while we've been nattering. Bring that to there, gone that to there. I've run out of my brew. I've run out of my brew. Ain't gonna happen, is it? Not gonna. Emails. Yeah. Rudy. Gaz. Ludo. Here's your allowance for the month. Don't spend it all on seeing hookers. Be a hell of a night, wouldn't it, man? What would you get? What would you get for a couple of quid? You can look at it. And that's the drugs, not the hookers. Right. Do you get loads of notifications on your phone? Right, I'm back. Let's up these comments a bit so I can see what you got. Yeah, that's... Kettle's on, but you need to have a jammy dodger with it. Kez, do we have jammy dodgers? What do you mean, babe? What? Is that movement? Denying what? I don't know. Imagine a collab between Mel and Shad. Mel's builds the castle. Shad designs it. That's the only problem with Patreon. You only get credit for doing it once, but it pays monthly. Hey, mate, I am not going to complain on that issue, okay? Because, you know, patrons, you guys, you are employing me, yeah? I mean, it's currently, it bounces between 3 and 4 days a week at the minute, and, you know, the rest of the time is made up with this commission, but trust me, I couldn't do this without Patreon. And I don't really mind that I have to work for it, you know, and produce videos. That's kind of the point. You know what I mean? If you do it for the fame, Gregory, it's the wrong reason. Yeah, don't do YouTube for the fame. Icky Sticky, welcome, bud. Waiting for the pan to hit you in the head. Gaz, my ninja reflexes are amazing. I've been a patron for ages, and before the names went on the screen, he has, Andrew Fishman. He's a good guy. Make sure Oz gets a biscuit too. Bugger off. He had half chicken Kiev. Gale Force 9's tanks without using Gale Force paints. Go for army painter, dude. That's what we did on ours. Not really complaining. I've learnt a lot. Good on you, bud. The tips I've got are worth more than the patron fees. Definitely worth it. All I need now is the skill to go with the tips. The skill comes with practice. No reason why you can't do it, mate. Yeah? I used to be rubbish at terrain making till I decided to teaching it, and I've got really good since then. Having to make terrain every week. No, genuinely, I mean... I mean, you're going to struggle for your skills not to improve with terrain making if you make terrain. Because there's such a broad skill set that there's always improvement in different areas. Oh, thank you, my love. Oh, she's a keeper.
That's if I decide to keep you.
Oh, shots fired. Get back to your Doctor Who woman. The originals, Jammy Dodger, and to be clear, these are official Jammy Dodgers, aren't they're not? But these are cheapo Jammy Dodgers. Not the same, is it? It's like the cheapo Jaffa cakes.
I put them as well.
But they're not the same.
The kids chose them.
Who's Luna? What's the largest build you've ever done, Mel? As a single board, it's a mixture between either the Frostgrave board I did for foreground with that big ass hill, or the D-Day board. I've built terrain sets that were bigger than both of them, i.e. lots of similar pieces to make. Actually, the Sega one, the one I did for Sega, well, Creative Assembly, that was quite a big one. I like big. What do you mean it used to be rubbish? What changed? Was it the Brexit? Oh, last. Don't bring politics on here, Jason. Put yourself in a timeout, young man. We teach best what we most need to learn. Very true. In fact, there is, what do you call it? There is. Teaching is a wonderful way of learning because you don't have to. You don't have to just know what you're teaching. You have to know the background behind it, why you're doing things and stuff like that. Yeah, so teaching is a wonderful way of and not just that. I also find that with areas where I'm not 100%, let's say I'm 80% on something, yeah, that other 20%, it's you guys in the comments. I can always rely on you. You know, if I don't know what something is or I'm not sure about something, you guys have got me back every time. So I am always learning along with you. It's like being told off by your English teacher. Jason's in his own timeout. Are there any products you want to try but you haven't yet? A few, mate, but Kez would probably bat me one. There's a few project ranges, to be perfectly honest. I thought that was Kez then coming to bat me one. It's the dog. Ozzy. Come on. Come on. Someone's ringing me. 1 second, guys. Hello. All right, dude. Yeah, it's Phil. Can you just chat to Phil?
Yeah, hang on.
1 second, mate.
Sorry, just 1 second, Phil.
It's the landlord. Not really a conversation I want on you. Well, no reason not to have. You know what I mean. Real world logistics. Right, so let me catch up. Any products you want to try but you haven't yet? I'd like to have a dabble around with some of the Scenic Express stuff. They seem to do some nice flocks and foliages. And I really need to basically, put in a massive order with them or have a chat and get a big sample pack or something like that. Also Knock as well. I've played around with a few of their things, but not a lot of their stuff. Yeah. Whereas, Woodland Scenics, Jarvis, that sort of stuff, I know pretty well now. So just with regards to products, yeah, probably the Scenic products, just get a feel for them. How do you buy flock? The bags I find are way smaller than the amount in your tins. How much flock? That much flock will cost a fortune from the bags. My tins carry three. It takes 3 bags of Jarvis flock to fill a tin, and Jarvis flock is about £2 a bag, so there's £6 in a tin, mate. And to be truthful, yeah, on my entire D-Day board, if I put all the flock together that I put on my D-Day board, it was less than half a bag, so about a pound's worth. You don't even answer as the terrain shooter. No. Kelly Evans. I'm an urban artist and it helps with terrain, but it's most definitely harder than I imagined. I think no matter your creative background, you really have to wipe the slate clean and relearn everything. Yeah, it is a strange discipline. The only time I reckon the only people who possibly come into, well, 2 groups of people who come into terrain making with a background that actually helps. One, yeah, is the prop people, the people who do sets and prop design for theatrics and stuff like that. Mainly because although it's large scale, they have an understanding of model making in a scenic context. And there's a lot of crossover with the paints, the materials, the coatings, that sort of stuff. There's a lot of knowledge with the props and theatrical people. The other ones, yeah, and it's only in a specific element, but the architectural model makers, their foam board skills are wicked. I'm going down to see one soon. Yeah, a Shiro model terrain. Does beautiful feudal stuff, but he's also. Is everything alright, Phil?
He's peeing himself. He says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
You are live on YouTube.
Yeah, the letter that he's waiting for, yeah, is a chest X-ray results from work.
Oh right, okay.
He
So
breathes in chemicals, doesn't he?
right, got you. Yeah, but no, I'm going down to see a Shiro. We're just sorting it at the minute, and he's a part-time commission artist, terrain artist. Yeah, but his main job is as an architectural model maker, and I am so looking forward to nicking his skills. Have you ever used any of the products by Amira, their molded vacuum items? I have, a long time ago. Long before I used the channel, I had a hill or some trenches, and I buckled the plastic and all my paint fell off. Should have primed it properly, to be truthful. And Jez is asking Jace how the dog is. How is she, mate? What would you suggest to fill the gap on an Airfix kit, leaving green stuff made? But I am not an Airfix modeler. Don't you be hanging around looking for more biscuit. You've had one. No. Shocking. It's all your fault, Mel. You made me hungry. It's always my fault. Piston, hello, dude. She's doing pretty well, all considering. Has to be walked 5 to 6 times a day for 5 minutes. Can only eat hypogenic kibble. And has to spend most of the time in an old playpen the kids used to have. Living the life then. Good, I'd chuff for you, man. Chuff for you. Jason Culver. I'm a pitch framer. I'm going to use our CNC mat cutter to cut bulk foam core templates for buildings. I like that idea. I was thinking about that. Gerard Boom. Yeah, he's a foam worker over in Germany. Does workshops. He's one of the terrainiacs. Lovely work. But he has these MDF, what you call it, templates with windows and stuff that he uses to make sure all his doors and windows are perfect. I was thinking of getting some of those put together. James, thanks for the spot on your video, Mel. I'm now signing autographs at my local hobby club. Yeah, that's a joke, isn't it? Is there a natter, or are we just moving on to question section? I think we're pretty much just ending the natter, I would say, because everyone's starting with the questions. Question: where can I find good modelling foam? Any brands or specific types of foam board? Oh, right. I buy my foam board from Hindley's online. Hindleys. Hindley's online craft store. My blue foam, which I buy in 10mm sheets, I get from Panel Systems Limited. Yeah, you can find them on Google. They've got an online store. And then my thicker foam I get from Jackodur. Jackkodur. Jackodur insulation. We are nattering. We're also answering questions. Are we talking castles? We were talking castles. Thoughts on a World War II themed Imperial Guard army with samurai swords and camo suit? That sounds very 40k, mate. If it can happen in 40k. Mel, love the terrain showcase you did of people's work. Great seeing people's work. Are you doing more? I've had about another 7 submissions, so I'm going to give it. I'd like to do another one. The response has been relatively good. You know, whenever I do new shows, one of the things I always look at is how the patrons like it, because essentially they're the ones who are paying for me to produce it. Okay, and the showcase, the terrainiacs showcase, takes about a day to produce all in, gathering everything together, sorting it, saying it, editing it up, putting it out. Yeah, and so as long as my patrons are pretty happy with me doing one, you know, one a month or something like that, hopefully it should become a regular feature because I quite like it as well. Mel, who's someone whose work you admire? Oh, there's loads of people. Absolutely loads. I mean, just go bouncing around the YouTube lot. You got Rich over at Battle Work Boards. He does some awesome work. You got Mike over at Terranscapes. Luke Towin does some brilliant stuff as well. Dan asks, question: can I use tin paper to make wargaming hills? You can as a substructure, but you'll need to drop plaster bandage over it. Uh, you could get away with papier-mâché, but you might have warping issues depending on your base, mate. So you'll need a sturdy base for it. Or clamp your base down whilst it's drying. You do not want to basically use tin foil and then try and paint or filler over it, because it will come shoot. It will come through. Shoot. Thinking of trying to do a one-day diorama build for the 5 awesome models in the next Beast of War bootcamp. What modelling kit essentials would you advise, as I need to post them over? You need a terrain tutor, mate. And I can send you the crate dimensions. You want to send me over to Beast of War again? Can you imagine that? Justin opening a big crate and I pop out. Hello, mate. Question: have you spoken to Joe? No, not yet. We have the 90s VHS crackling. It's not me. Definitely not me. Just let me check that. It's definitely not me, in case it is me. No, it's definitely not me. My stream health is bloody brilliant. It's clean, Oz. Unusual tip for using sandpaper for the Stucco Awards. Worth the patron fee alone. Yeah, no, that's a good one. We're going to be playing with that. How long have you been making terrain? Wargames terrain since I was 15. Terrain for toy soldiers and stuff like that since I was 5. So 27 years and 37 years. Being Jew and Guy got arrested. What, eh? Do not leave your EPVC crop fields in the sun. Why? What happened? Did they warp? Oh, have you ever tried integrating LED lighting into your boards? I tend to avoid LEDs. It's a personal preference. I'm not much for LEDs on models and terrain. I know that there's a push towards it and towards real effects. And I've noticed some interesting Kickstarters on that. Yeah, but for me, it makes them too much of a toy for some reason. You will notice when more people mention. Just refresh, guys. If you're getting audio issues, there's genuinely no issues here, and I'm doing nothing different. Yeah, so it's probably YouTube. Warped is an understatement, terrain tutor. Paul, post it on the terrainiacs, mate. Let's have a nose. Oh, I better check the bloody phone, haven't I? In case I know you, or you lot have been doing the PayPal thing. No, don't look like it. But I do see Patreon. Steve jumped on. Steve B. Oh, you see, when people say no issues, what that means is it's not my side. Okay, and I'm not being arsey about it, but if every single one of you were having technical problems, it would indicate that it's a bloody good likely that it's my side that it's happening. But if some of you are getting a good feed, yeah, then that good feed can only mean because I'm pushing out a good feed. So if some of you are getting a bad feed while some of you are getting a good feed, that's your connection with YouTube. What I'm pushing to YouTube is perfectly fine. Did you manage to sort out the warping out on the map? Yeah, mate, we bent that back and I'm going to frame it this week. Right, Steve B, let's get him on the screen. Thank you, Steve. He signed up to Patreon, which is good. Because at the start of every month, yeah, this is where I have my little heart attack. Because whenever Patreon bills, obviously people think, oh, well, actually, I'm probably, oh, yeah, I should cancel that. And I get like a run of cancels every time it bills. It's like, right, we're going. It's pretty much like, yeah, we're gonna hit this next target this month. We're gonna hit this next target this month. Yeah, we bill. Vroom. I wonder if we'll hit the last target again. You wouldn't believe how many times I've hit the target to start the live show, to do live shows on a weekly basis. The guys with no crackles are running poor speakers that don't respond to the full frequency. Right. Let's see if that solves the crackles. I will make you a deal. I will pay for your flights, you pay for your accommodation, and you can do some Wilson themed builds. Saw a gate crash. Don't tell Warren we're going. Right. Oh, bugger, that fixed it, did it? Damn. Right. I know what that was then. It's the internal micro. It is me now. Let me know if the crackles come back and we'll do a quick fix. Oh, I know why it is, because normally I plug in my other webcam and I use the mic off that. I think we've done that in the past, actually. Yeah, when we were having troubles with the crackles or the echo in the studio. Stop talking about crackles and make something. I'll tell you what I'm making. I'm making a jammy dodger disappear, man. Not my end, it's all your poor connection, you sad git. Jace, don't give me grief, I fixed it. Nice one, Greg. Nice one, buddy. How do you know, yeah, when your trump really stinks? When the dog won't stay in your room with you. Uh, Dave the Mighty Muncher, question, how much terrain do you have? Very little, actually. I tend to build and ship. Did the place names for the map arrive? Yes, they did. Do you know what Adam at Foreground did, the cheeky git? I turned around and said, right, send me the place names, yeah, for all the major regions and seas, which there's about 8 of them, the major, land masses. And then I said, send me send me the nameplates for all the major locations. And I think there's about 12 of those. So he's laser cut those and they look great. At the same time, he sent me these tiny little nameplates, yeah, for the 60 or so unnamed locations, I'm calling them. Yeah, and it's like, you actually want me to put these on the board, don't you, you git? 60? 60 of them. If each one takes 3 minutes, yeah, that's 3 hours work. Mm. Monsters and ghouls. Asking one more time question. Have you thought about diorama for cars and figures? I don't really do dioramas, mate. I do wargames terrain. I mean, if it was a matter of I need to do something else rather than wargames terrain, I do railway modelling because there's a lot more interest. So technically, I should be more successful doing railway modelling and have more subscribers, more views, because there's a lot more railway modellers than there are terrain guys or people interested in terrain. But the thing is, I love wargames terrain because I love wargames. What do you make asteroids out of for X-Wing? Go get yourself some lava rock, mate. They sell it in B&Q. They use it for fires and stuff like that. Lava rock it's called, or ash rock it can sometimes be called. It's pretty much what Gale Force 9 uses for their asteroids and stuff like that. It looks like an asteroid. All you have to do is just give it a quick dry brush. Give it a wash, then a very light dry brush with like a mid-grey, and it's perfect. What kind of storage do you use, or do you have it? It goes in a box. Simple as. What sort of box it is depends on what sort of box I have. Question: do you ever do anything with pirates? Only on a Thursday afternoon, mate. Yeah, then we'll cruise around the Caribbean looking for a bit of booty. No, I haven't, to be truthful. Pirate gaming is one of those things that I've always had an interest in. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. It's very evocative, and the terrain for pirate games tends to be really nice, really nice. We've had a few good tables in in War Games Illustrated. Yeah. Oh, dropping me lighter. I know I know the lads at Beasts of War. They're working. Is it Blood and Plunder at the minute? Some of the terrain for that was nice. I know Lloydie's been working on a table with his squidgy foam technique. Yeah. I haven't seen the full table yet because, to be truthful, I haven't had a proper look. Generally, what I tend to do with Beasts of War, yeah, and this is wrong, but whenever they do one of these project logs, and this is completely wrong considering I've got a bloody project log on there, is I wait until the project's finished, then binge watch it. Yeah, rather than dipping in and out. But with your case, what you should do with my project log is you shouldn't wait until it's all done and binge watch it. You should go and keep up to date with it. Kez is awful quiet. Is she watching Doctor Who without you? There's a good chance Kez is painting Doctor Who without me. Kez, have you sprayed those models yet? No, she's not painting. Mel and Kez went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Mel stopped to add static grass and clump foliage. There were practical seamen on the poop deck. Greg said he's got a whole city and port stuff for pirates. Yeah. Where do you get your War Games Illustrated from, Mel? Is it local news agents? I don't buy it regularly, to be truthful. I tend to call it. I tend to, if I walk into WH Smith's or something like that, I'll go through the War Games magazines and I'll have a look at the theme. Because War Games Illustrated often do themes. So, you know, there'll be a few articles that fit in with that theme. And if it's a theme I'm interested in, then I'll buy it. I have 6 ships now. Nice. Dark Ops do some nice ships. Was it Smudger? I was showing on Facebook his new galleon or something. It was bloody awesome. Have you done any DIY industrial pipes? Not on the channel, but they're not hard to do, mate. PVC piping for plumber's piping works best. You've got to give it you've got to give it a light sanding for it to take the paint, or hit it with a model primer. I know that I'm wealthy when I can get a subscription to Wargame Soldiers and Strategy. Do you know what? And I know what you mean. I'll be honest with you. I have this. I treat myself. You know, we don't have many holidays in this household. We perhaps have, you know, one decent camping trip a year, or one decent, you know, self-catering week away down south or something like that. And pretty much what we do is we'll go camping, or we'll book into a cheap Butlins or something like that, and use it as a base to go off and explore the various castles and monuments and the things going on around wherever we're based. But one of my rituals, yeah, is on the car journey, yeah, first service station we pull in to walk into WH Smith's, basically buy every single War Games magazine. Yeah, and I think the last time I went, I came out with 4 magazines, one of which was Warhammer. Yeah, was White Dwarf. I don't buy magazines that often, which is ironic because they're not really that expensive. It's just, I suppose for me, a lot of the time it's like being on YouTube, yeah, and running the Terrainiacs group, and all the other my connections with all the different. I mean, it's like my connections with the different companies. I don't put myself out to sort of be commercial and tie myself into a load of different companies and that sort of stuff. But over the years, and because I've worked with different people and stuff like that, I know a lot of companies, and I know a lot of stuff that isn't sort of general knowledge or public release yet. You know what I mean? And because of that, whenever I look at a War Games magazine and it's like 4 or 5 quid, and I look actually in the magazine and it's like, it's a fraction of what I get from YouTube, from the terrainiacs. You know, I see things in there and it's like, ah, I heard about that months ago. You know, that sort of stuff. So the impetus to buy them regularly for me isn't there as a news source or as an eye candy, which is such a shame. Yeah, it really is such a shame, because they are something that needs supporting in some ways, or they're going to disappear. You know, but I think the challenge is it's the legacy of the format and the time it takes for print, you know, to go from being edited to getting into people's hands. Right. I'm missing comments, aren't I? Next camping holiday, we want to see loads of cool landscape pics of where you are. Would be cool, Mel. Check my Facebook page. I post them on there. Last one we went on last year, we went down to Breen. We did the Napoleonic Fort on Breen Downs. That was brilliant. Digital editions are half the price of those carved on stone tablets. I agree, John, but then when you get to digital, it's like, Why am I paying for this digital edition? I've got the terrainiacs. That's free. So what are you thinking for your Imperial Guard armies on parade board? No, Gaz, you're not nicking my idea. No. No, did he know? Did he know? No, no. No, Anthony, I'm not sharing my Uber secrets. No, what do you call it? Because I make terrain and stuff like that. There's a few companies, you know, that I talk to. Warlord are one of them. Foreground are one of them. Mantic, not so much, but you know, I'm friendly with Ronnie and that sort of stuff. And if Ronnie's got something that you know he knows will ring my bell, like terrain or something like that, he'll let me know in advance. And often, quite often, it's do you want some to have a play with? Do you know what I mean? And I think the idea is, from their point of view, a bit of feedback from them. From my point of view, I've got the stuff before it comes on release, so when it comes on release, I'm actually prepared. Although it's never actually worked like that way because I'm always behind, and when it comes to release, I still haven't got the bloody stuff done. Jez, that's classic holiday fare. If you ever holiday up here near Hadrian's Wall, give me a shout. I can help you on tours on historic sites. Jez, wait one. Kez, where are we going up near Hadrian's Wall? Is that still on? Is that later this? Is that August? Jez, ask me again, start of August, because we're camping up there. Start of August. We are actually heading for Adrian's Wall this time for our hole. We should organise a themed terrain off. Chester's great. Chester is good. I used to live in Wrexham, so that was, you know, Chester was our nice city we used to go out in. Oh, hell yeah. We are hit. Ow!
That's a good shot, wasn't it?
That could have been dangerous.
That
May
could have
have,
been dangerous.
that may have needed an A&E trip there.
If I was doing it like a javelin, you would have.
Bloody hell, yeah. We are thinking of going up that Hadrian's Wall, aren't we?
Yeah, Mum's sorted it.
Oh, it's a big family holiday.
With us and your mum.
Was it my mum?
Possibly later.
We're taking Leighton
Yeah.
camping. Really?
Yeah. Well, our kids have been since babies.
Duck, we only had him overnight and watched he shit up to his ears.
No, he only shit up to his ears when you had him.
Yeah. We weren't camping.
Why? Because you left him in the baby box while you were playing with him, yeah? While he was having a poo. That
Yeah.
was your problem.
Kapadoink, 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 splat. We had Leighton Milo, LT. Yeah, Leighton Milo is my grandson. Yeah, we had him for the first night a couple of nights ago. Yeah. Now Nanny wants now. Yes, we get to call Kerry Nanny now. Yeah, Nanny wants to take him camping with us. It's gonna be so messy. I've got. I did that shit. I've done that. I've done that. We went camping once, yeah, and the kids were what, 4 and 6, yeah, and they came down with food poisoning. Literal proper bad food poisoning while we're camping. It was horrific. We threw the tent away. I know. Oh. Does Kez want some chocolate this Christmas? Oh, Seb, yes. Your treats are delicious. No expensive bottles, though. You know what I mean? I felt real awkward about that, dude. Sweeties, yes. We love the sweeties, but the expensive bottles, whew. What happened to being full? Chocolate. It doesn't fill you, it melts in your mouth. Didn't think you were old enough to have grandkids, Mel. Look at the grey. No, no, Fro. I appreciate it, dude. I really appreciate it. The offer, but I looked at how much that bloody bottle was, dude. I didn't drink anything that expensive when I got married, man. But it did drink well. It did drink really well. Anthony's ordered a kebab. There's always room in Sweet Tooth's stomach. Isn't there always, Jace? Sounds like your kids became nurglings for a camp night. Oh, it was horrific, man. It was horrific. We'd gone through like 24 hours and we actually thought we'd got them over and we were still camping. I don't know how, but we were still managing to camp. We'd gone through every bit of bedding, and the people at the campsite had been brilliant. They'd actually washed our bedding and dried it for us because the kids had been sick on it. We settled them down for like this night, thinking we've dodged the bullet, we've done it. You know what I mean? And Willow just sat up in the best Exodus. It's not Exodus, is it? What is it? I've forgotten the film. Exit. You know the one with the scary girl who vomits everywhere. Ooh, she vomited over Corbin and he just sat up and vomited. It was brutal. Oh. Oh. Have you got any weathering powder? Because, oh, you could sod off, Rudy. You're going to live with the shine, man. Exorcist, that's it. How would you make lava? Ooh, that's a challenging one. It really depends on what sort of lava you want to make. Is the arse of Nurgle a thing? It is in our house, man. Kind of after a dodgy curry, you know what I mean? I think that's what I might call it from now on. The arse of Nurgle. Oh, I don't feel bad for them, Max. They're fine. Oh, Alex H. Spitting me chocolate out. Alex H has jumped on Patreon. Thank you, buddy. Another supporter. Let's get you on the screen, man. Alex. This is Alex H, isn't it? Updates. Updates. Give me updates. Yeah, Alex H. There we are. Brilliant. Welcome aboard, Alex. Welcome to the gang. I have black, red, yellow, orange, hot glue for lava. That's an interesting mix. Where did we leave the TTT t-shirts? We left them with the idea that just seems like a rip-off. Is there a tutorial covering your cams and lighting and stuff? No, because Mel has got nothing to teach when it comes to that sort of stuff. Demold lined 20 Chaos Cultists today. Feels like my fingers are permanently close to my thumb, closer to my thumbs than they used to. Draz, dude. What was the last film setting you saw that made you want to build it as a board? It wasn't a film. It was an intro to a game. Film-wise, I haven't seen any films that really inspire me to make boards lately, and the reason being is because like most war films and stuff like that, for board ideas and to be blown away with terrain concepts, typically you got to look at high sci-fi and fantasy. Yeah, because they're the other worlds, the stuff that you don't think of or normally see. Anything that's based in the real world isn't as such of it inspiring to me. Yeah, and so it is very much a case of I need to watch a sci-fi film. Now I'm waiting for Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah, because that will be good. Yeah, but there was an intro to one of Corbin's games, and it was brilliant, really good. You've been saying I'm not overly concerned a lot. Is it the new whatchamacallit? No, actually, I'm not overly concerned. It is my way of saying I'm really enjoying this map board, and I don't give a damn if things are going wrong because we'll get them sorted. Later dice. I use Warfiller PVA layer like a cake. That's great. Turns out into great lava. Nice one, dude. I mean, lava for like volcanic terrain. So the poured lava. I would, if I was doing the lava flows, I would go with hot glue. I wouldn't use coloured hot glue sticks like what you call it does. I'd paint it. There's a bloody good painting tutorial on the Terrainiac group for some stunning looking lava. Some absolutely stunning stuff. Oh, I saw a ball once for Warhammer 40. Okay, that was based on LV426 from the Aliens, the Colony. Nice. Wolf, I've done desert stuff ages ago. Not on the channel, but I have done. Uh, it was for my Talon Raiders, Imperial Guard Desert Army. Any ideas of making a video turning a model car into a post-apocalyptic car like Mad Max cars? Not really my thing, mate. Yeah, to be truthful, I don't really do models. Uh, what's the game? The Mad Max game that was at Salute. Is it Devil's Run? Do a search for Devil's Run on YouTube. Yeah. It's a Mad Max type game. You'll probably find some content and some what you call it, some videos. Yeah, that probably suit you better than I could do. Printed a 3D tower and used your stylized wargame hill to make it. Put it on. Post it in the terrainiacs. I saw it, Paul. Very nice work. Was the tower from printable scenery by any chance? I'm wanting to do lather effects on leather. Need an excuse. Do you do basques? I can get you Kez's sizes. She'd love a lot. That's enough for this conversation. Mm. I'll have the crackle sorted for next time. I forgot I needed the other camera plugged in. Hey Mel, any ideas where I can pick up some large models that can work as broken statues for a 40k table? I used I used Inquisitor models when GW used to have the Inquisitor range because they're 58 mil and they make on the top of what you call it, cake pillars. They make great 40k statues. Ladies leathery lava basques, hot stuff, mate. Hot stuff basques. You'd sell millions. Think about it. I want a deal, yeah. Stupid airbrush keeps clogging. You need to thin your paints, man. Unless you're using something like a black or a white, in which case that's a BH for what you call it, for dry tip. For statues, Harry Potter chess pieces. Rudy, smart thinking dude. Ooh. Harry H, he sent a nugget. Get him on the screen. Oh, no Marciitis. Let's get Harry on the screen. Come on, bud. Every nugget helps. Where are you from, Harry, if you're in the chat? Just curious. Thank you, Harry H. Any chance of a tutorial on infinity meters? Mirrors. Do you know what? I've seen a lot of those since I saw, some young girl do an infinity mirror, sort of coffee table. And then I saw an infinity mirror missile silo. Yeah. White is the worst for dry tip, isn't it just? Yeah. I don't know, because I've never made one, man. Kez wanted me to make one. You know what I mean? Oh, you should do that. But generally, anything rather cool that someone's made, that Kez sees on Facebook, she turns around and tells, you should make that. I could work full time making the stuff Kez thinks I should make. How should I cut sprues? In what sense? Been trying to use GW's wires. I've run out of airbrush paint. Damn. That's going to get you dry tip. Do you think the tinfoil mounting method could be scaled up for larger features such as messes for Western themed games? Depends on the scale, mate. At the start of the show, I said that I'm going to kind of expand on an area, yeah, and sort of have a monster week and put myself behind and just have a crazy week. I want to put about 60 hours in this week into it, yeah, and it is actually with the tinfoil mountains. I want to expand on that idea and see how far I can take it. So, Gaz, ask me that question next Sunday. Yeah, because technically I will be a lot more proficient with tinfoil mountains by then. Making tent traps. You've just got to pick the right lengths, mate, and sounds weird, but look for the long ones that don't have any bits sticking off them. West side, eh, dude? Shave the sides to make plants. Yeah, that works, doesn't it? I think that's so cool. Who wants 1/87th scale tank traps by the dozen? Go on. Hey, James, we're all doing well, dude. Question, did the charms work? Which charms? Nothing worse than a dry tip. Really old white flip-flop lid, one from 15 years. Oh, man. Steve, that's gonna like set like cement in your airbrush, man. Terragenesis, never forget. It was a good forum, Terragenesis was. I used to like it. Terrain Wench disappeared off to running, didn't she, a few years ago? You made the front page of Beasts of War. Do you get recognised in the streets now? Oh, I am flooded. I am absolutely flooded with nobody recognises me, mate. Liquitex Professional Airbrush Effects Medium works wonders for thinning your paint. Irons in the fire, thanks for that. I'll give that one a nose. I've always just used water. I'm having a lot of trouble getting builds for my World War II. Missed that question. Ask that one again, man. Question Facebook. The mini buildings, they are charming. Yeah. I'm collecting a load of things for a discussion I've got to have with Adam at Foreground over the next couple of days about how we're going to handle that. See, what we've done is, with all the location markers, we've made them slotter bases, yeah, so that there's an option to upgrade up. Yeah, hey, Grawley, there's an option to what you call it, to upgrade up. Yeah, and so we've got to discuss how we're going to handle all that. Is it worth me sending you some of the products that we've been for going out of date at work? Depends on what the products are, Gaz. I mean, I know what you do for a job, and I'm trying to look at what the crossover is exactly. I think she got a real job. You're talking about terrain wench. I see. I'm with friends on Facebook, and I see her posting every so often, but I just don't know what happened to Terragenesis. It's probably still going with like a couple of posts a week or something like that. The guy who used to run it, he also used to run HurstArts.co.uk. He used to be like a Hurst Arts mold shipper in the UK. It's who I used to get all my Hurst Arts molds off. Ah, Odin, you missed my answer. I'm Harry and from Finland. Ah, right. Nice one, Harry, and thank you, buddy. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I've not seen her much of late. Terragenesis is about dead. Shame. It is a shame. But then again, it's one of those things that with forums and stuff like that, a bit like the terrainiacs, you need a guiding hand. You need someone pushing it and maintaining it. You know what I mean? I mean, the terrainiacs took on a life of its own very quickly. You know, and you guys run with it. I mean, it's still a reasonable amount of admin work because we still got a lot of spammers and stuff like that. But I think the reason the terrainiacs took off so well is because it was the kickback from the work that was done here, you know, on the channel. Yeah. Whereas with Terragenesis, there isn't that. You know what I mean? There isn't that enthusiasm for something else that transfers over. Because the Terrainiacs is very much your, you know, I see my YouTube channel as like a community thing. Yeah. You guys employ me to help you make better stuff. And the Terrainiacs part of that is where you show me the stuff that you've built and you've gone, hey Mel, I took your idea and I made this and it's loads better than what you made. And I love that. Yeah. I really do love that. It's like, oh, that looks brilliant. Oh, that looks brilliant. You know what I mean? And I think that works. I think that's why the Terrainiacs work so well. Because you guys carry my enthusiasm from the channel over into the Terrainiacs. You know what I mean? Yeah. I did a Warlord Games bot action. Found your videos on Warlord Games and I'm instantly hooked on your vids. Welcome aboard, Lucy Goosey. I love being a Terrainiac. It's part of a great club. There's good banter on the terrainiacs page. The link's down below in the description, guys, if you're interested, if you're checking out the terrainiacs page. The Train Shooters Research Hub has almost 1,000 members now. Really, Westy? We have the Resource Hub as the place where people can go and spam and post this stuff. Yeah, because we don't allow it on the terrainiacs. Like, no, that's a share, that's a link, shut that off. That's commercial, that's going. They're way up there, but more on the Baltic. Not sure. Don Weymouth? Hello, buddy. We should all get together in one place. Melcon. Mel, having trouble making buildings for my World War II wargaming table, 28mm. A lot of the sets you get on Amazon seem overly expensive. Do you have any recommendations? I know Foreground do do World War II. Who else does World War II? Sarissa do? Sarissa Precision. Do DT Combat do World War II? I'm not sure. I know that I know that Knights of Dice have a Normandy range, World War II, but I'm not sure if shipping from Australia might be prohibitive. It's a bit more exciting than the old forum format. Tons of inspiring pics in one place. Yeah, Norville, I know what you mean. Yeah, there is. I like that about it. It's one of the reasons why I did stop all the. Well, I never allowed it in the first place. All the shares and all that sort of stuff, because that just keeps it to like talking and pictures. I did check out the magnetic paint supplier, and I passed that over to Foreground. Our flock box is worth the money, worth every penny, in my opinion, mate. If you want a really good flock box, buy the Terrain Builders version. And I know that's a damn good piece of kit because I designed it. Well, I didn't design the flock box. I told him what they needed to do to make a Terrain Builders version. And then I told Braggy, and he went out and immediately bought one. He'd already got a flock box. He was like, "No, I need a Mel version," and it works good. Just finished that dwarf theme train finally. I'll post some pics on the terrainiacs. Nice one, Harry. Where can one find balsa tree and lollipops? I guess it's craft stores and internet for that as well. Yeah, that's where I grab them from. How are your chindits coming along, Mel? They're finished, dude. I've still got some armour to paint, but all my guys are finished. Warlord did try and send me some cheeky Australians. Yeah, and I was like, I'm not even painting them. They're not chindits. Not doing it. Mel, what would you suggest for starting with terrain? Hills or buildings? Depends on the game you want to play, mate. Where do I get a Mel's one? You buy them from Flockbox. Contact Lee, yeah, at Flockbox and just say, I want a Mel version. If he's got some, he'll let you know, and if not, what you call it, he can make them because he makes them. But if you're going to go for a Flockbox, I think it's only about £5 more than a normal one for a terrain version, but it's seriously worth it. Yeah. Mel's version, does it run on batteries and chocolate bars? No, it runs on battery packs and mains powered, but the Mel's version is really good because it has a large metal plate for doing A4 sheets of static grass tufts. Literally A4 sheets in one go. Yeah. And also it's got 2 ports so you can connect wires and run it and use it as a static charge generator and run it to just a metal sieve. Yeah. And then you can use it on boards as a standard static grass applicator. Mel's not stupid. Basically, he sent me one, and I turned around. No, it needs to do this. I need it to do this. I need it to do this. And then he went, "All right, then I'll make it do that." And I was like, "Yeah, man." Flockbox, no, Flockbox. Flockbox from warpainter.net. Flockbox. www.warpainter.net. Ah, makes more sense. Yeah, Flockbox. Really good bit of kit. Yeah, and Lee's a cracking bloke. Hi, can you show us how to make a battle mat that we can roll up and stowed and easily deployed again? playing around with that as we speak. I've got a load of samples that I did and I was messing around with, and they're on a 6 month, what you call it, sit. Yeah, basically they've been messed around with for 6 months so I can get a feel for the material. Yeah, by the time I finish this map board, we should be ready to go back and look at that, because it was probably early January we looked at doing the battle mats. Ever put expanding foam in your armpit? Better than waxing. Really, dude. Really. You really are the Bob Ross of the hobby world, dude. Am I? I know who Bob Ross is. That's the guy with the big, like, afro, isn't he? Oh, Anthony, don't you grass on me posting links, you know. Right, we are coming up to the last 5 minutes, guys. Oh, make sure I haven't missed someone. Oh, Paul M. Paul M sent us a tenner to say thanks for all the tutorials. Nice one, buddy. Let's get him on the screen as well. Oh, awesome sauce, dude. Absolutely awesome sauce. Thanks for supporting the channel, man. Thanks for supporting me. Mel was a medic in the Spetsnaz. Royal Army Medical Corps, if you don't mind. Westy blew my mind when I found that out. That Bob Ross was a drill sergeant. You can tell. You can tell he's ex-forces, man. Any idea when you may be adding Middle East terrain to your terrain building diary? Well, we've got this, what you call it, we've got the map to finish. I've got a few little bits and bobs, but I want to get stuck into another project now. It's either going to be our medieval stuff, because there's been a big call for that, or it's going to be desert themed stuff. Which one it is really depends on whether Gale Force 9 and Battlefront reply to emails. So basically you're a snake. Oh, you shut up, Gaz. KGB, FSB, Royal Army Medical Corps, not really much differences. They all enjoy torturing people. Like that. See. So yeah, but with regards to the next terrain build, yeah. I'm set. I've got the trenches to do now. I've started those, and I'm sort of just while I'm monstering the watch or the map board. Yeah, I've just put them to one side, but the trenches are coming together. That's the end of level boss for the Let's Makes Battlefield Basic series. The end of level boss. I just wanted to do something big that pulled a load of techniques in. Once we've got that one down, we will either be looking at desert or we'll be looking at medieval. Who do we need to harass? If anyone knows anyone working at what you call it, Gale Force 9 or Battlefront, end of level boss. Speak to Joe before you think about going medieval. Yeah, but that's snowy. I don't want to go snowy just yet, dude. Jace, was that comment to me about contacting John? Medieval is done to death. I know what you're saying, Jeff, but at the same time, from a point of what you call it, the terrain shooter, it's an area, it's a theme, it's a major wargaming area that I need to cover and I need to produce tutorials for. Just as I'm going along and producing tutorials for every other major theme. You know what I mean? When we started the Let's Makes, we started off with the Countryside Scenics, which is pretty pretty standard stuff for a wide range of games. We've got the Battlefield Basics, which is looking mainly at World War One, World War Two stuff. Yeah, we're going to look at the medieval, we're going to look at desert, we're going to look at sci-fi. On the news tonight, there was an item that people in Mosul were surprised that 1,000 Brits, Germans, and Dutchmen showed up to study ruins and build scenery. Really? What, eh? Am I missing something there, Westy? Am I missing half a joke? Please don't go medieval. Reminds me of Pulp Fiction. I'm going to go medieval on this. Can't say that, can I? Not allowed to say that word. I'm going to go medieval on this guy's ass. Ah, Kim? Go down on the front of the channel, and there's a playlist on the channel called Project Logs and Showcases, and all of my big builds are in there if you want to go and have a nose at them. How long were you in the military? Gulf War? I was between Gulfs. Yeah, I got Kosovo. Why not medieval desert crusades? Then you can really cover up castles at the same time. To be truthful, yeah, there's not that much difference between medieval in the desert and modernism in the desert. You know, the style of buildings and what's around hasn't progressed that much at all. Mel liberated Poland. I'm new here. What tabletop games does Mel play? Ball action at the minute. Oh, Jez, you can shut up. Bloody Boer War. Drinking tour. No, guys. You saw the state of me after Bow and those vodkas at Beasts of War, man. I did not walk straight out of that studio. I staggered in a zigzag on the way out of that studio. It's the first time in my life I've ever had to go back to the hotel room for a lie down before going back to the pub. Mel, have you heard of Crossfire? I have. Now, Crossfire is the one that Lindy Beers is always going, well, when he has done videos on, isn't it? Post war, not the Boer War. You should combine desert and castles. You can make sand castles. Bugger off, Ant. Do a prehistoric board for all the war games that there are dinosaurs. Oh, I meant you. Yeah. I get you guys. My capacity for alcohol is pathetic now. That's what being a dad does for you. Yeah, and a designated driver. Lindy Beers, cool channel. I'm banned from it. I'm not allowed to comment on it anymore. I've done. I don't know why. I think it was a video, and what you call it? He was talking about names or something like that. He was talking about like the 54mm mortar, and we were like, no, no. And I just sort of said, you know, the army doesn't use names. The army uses TLAs and abbreviations. Yeah, three-letter acronyms. You know, you wouldn't say the 54mm mortar. You'd say get pass me the 5.4. You know what I mean? And it started a massive debate. And I think a lot of the people who were in the debate were ex-forces and agreed and disagreed with him. And then I ended up getting banned off his channel. But I don't mind. I can still watch his videos and I don't need to comment. I have to make a brew now. Good choice. I love that video where we saw the Jurassic Park train. That was Salute 2017 this year, wasn't it? I wasn't, man. I wasn't steering. It was just one of those light-hearted comments of like, actually, not the case. It would have been, from experience, it's this, and it was just like a bit of a sentence, and then they exploded, and my comment got something like 300 likes and 60 or 70 different squaddies posting on it, and that's all. Do you know what I mean? Didn't mean to start anything. It was just a little point. And I've made it was round about then that I stopped commenting on other people's YouTube videos. I used to comment quite a lot on people's videos, and then I realised, that once you start to get a certain number of subscribers, it gets a bit more awkward to post on people's videos. It's weird. I can't even have a brew this late. I'll end up peeing all bloody night. Oh, I'll be having a brew in a minute. You were a medic. What experience? Oh, shut up, Gaz. To Jez, I follow all three, mate. I tend to follow a lot. There's a few of the historical guys I follow because they're good reference. They're good learning materials. You know what I mean? Question: instead of t-shirts, how about making your own tool range called what do you call it? The castle is going to hound you. It's not. If you ever watch one, thank you kindly, Kim. When I started watching you, Mel, 1.5 years ago, you had around 27,000 subscribers. 60 now, fantastic. When I started 3 years ago, I had 1 subscriber. Me. No, that Kez. You tell him, Rob. That guy's in it. Question: I'm having a hard time making uniform window frames and doors in small scale. I've seen plastic kits, but I want you custom ones. Any tips? Get them laser cut, mate. Find someone who does laser cutting. Window frames are dead easy to design and laser cutting. But from the chats I've had with the majority of the decent terrain builders, pretty much everyone has swapped to having their window frames laser cut now, because it just saves so much time and hassle. What ratio of luck to skill would you say that bolt action has? I don't know. I don't know how to classify that. I don't. It's got to be 50-50, isn't it? Because 50 of it is set game mechanics, which require skill to use, and then 50% is dice, which is all luck. I mean, statistically, it's different, but it is down to luck. Where can I get decent acrylic paints in dropper bottles for less than 160 per 17 ml bottle? I'm flying through my paints and I need to buy acrylic paints and thin them down. Put them in dropper bottles, man. Buy house paint, thin it down, colour match it. I've got a mate who pro paints and all his paints are house paints, all colour matched to various product ranges because they're superior paints to model paints. He just thins them down with matte medium and a little bit of flow aid and water. I subscribed 3 years ago. There was more than a few of us then. Was there really? Must have been 4 years ago I started then. Which force do you have for BA? Chindits, dude. House paint. Yeah, house paint. And I'll tell you this, Westy. Yeah, he's done models that have been used for box art by major game companies. He's done models that have been on the front cover of War Games Illustrated, and they were done with house paints. Listen, here's the thing. You talk about war games companies, okay? We're wrapping. In fact, we've gone over on this show. We should have finished 10 minutes ago, but let me wrap this up for you and just give you a little thinking for you guys. We talk about war. We talk about, oh, the Games Workshop or Army Painter. They've just brought out this product or they've just brought out that product. Yeah, bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Okay, they haven't. Well, they may have brought out the product, but they haven't made it. They haven't developed it. You got to understand, in the great scheme of things, paint development wise, yeah, the research and development departments of even Vallejo, which is a major modelling paint company, are actually quite tiny. Now have a look at Dulux. Think about how much they invest in developing superior paints that can stick to anything, that are resistant, that chip resistant, wipe down, colour set. You know what I mean? UV protected. Because those sort of paints, they've got millions of pounds riding on their paints being the best. Now they're only thicker. Yeah, it's still acrylic paint. No different than your model paint. Yeah, it's just a thicker ratio. House paints. Seriously, guys, you'd be surprised. Mel goes into soprano mode when saying bullshit. That's me, buddy. Night, Mel. Is that you, dude? In fact, I'm going to call it now. I think it's a good time to call it. So, is emulsion acrylic? Yeah. Mate, emulsion is the chemical name for mixing acrylic binder and water. That's what an emulsion is. Acrylic paint, acrylic binder and water is an emulsion, and then you just add pigment. Yeah, you started on YouTube 4 years ago, dude. Cheers, bud. Right, let's call it, guys. Listen, it's been a really good show. I've really enjoyed tonight, guys. More than likely, content-wise, you might get a bit of a chatty video on Tuesday. That's because I want to monster this board, and I just want to put 4 solid days into creating something beautiful. Yeah. That being said, there might not be an update on Thursday. We will have live studio days, but I might save the update for the weekend, so I can bring you the whole process. Yeah, but I'll keep you up to date on the Rambly vid on Tuesday. In the meantime, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you, and thank you for a brilliant night as always. Cheers, guys. Been brilliant. Right, laters, guys. Oh, pardon me. That's the Kiev repeating. Oh, Kievs. Laters.